You could say we've reached a milestone in this pandemic. Americans who have been fully vaccinated will apparently be allowed to travel to Europe beginning this summer. Here to talk about it is the points guy himself, Brian Kelly. Brian, good to see you. I don't know how much information you have on this. I know the president of the European Commission has not exactly given us a timeline quite yet, but how do you think that these countries are going to be able to know for sure that we've been vaccinated? I know they've been talking a long time about the possibility of a vaccine passport. What are you hearing?
Yeah, it's a great point. The president of the EU, shocked a lot of us in the industry yesterday by saying that the entire bloc will be open this summer. However, as we all know in the U.S., all we have are vaccination cards. They are not the World Health Organization cards. And President Biden has said there will not be a national database of those who are vaccinated. So it's going to take some collaboration with third parties. I know IATA has a travel passport app, but will we ever be able to 100% confirm someone has the vaccine from the U.S.? And the answer is no.
Well, are they going to go off of our word of honor? When you buy a ticket, you say, well, I'm fully vaccinated, then Europe has to let you in. I mean, how is Europe handling traveling within their own bloc with countries there?
Yeah, it's going to be up to the discretion of the border agent. Hopefully they have an app where you can get pre-clearance in advance, because if they don't have that sort of assurance that you're actually going to be able to get let in, they're not going to see the levels of tourists that they're hoping that they frankly need. Countries like Portugal and Greece need people to feel comfortable coming back. But I do think it will be, show your vaccine card, make sure that you have it, they'll inspect it. But, there is no official federal database, so there will just need to be a level of trust. Within other countries do have the government schedules your appointment. It's in a federally mandated or federally owned database. We just don't have that in the U.S., and it's a little too late to go back and try to do it.
Yeah, it really is. I hope it's not the honor system. Boy, oh boy, that would not bring me a lot of comfort. You mentioned Greece and Portugal there. I know those are two countries rely heavily on tourism for their economies. What are the countries that you think might see the most activity when this actually gets reopened again and vaccinated Americans can start to travel?
Well, certainly France. France even said before this announcement that they were getting ready to open up in May, which kind of shocked me. When you look at they just had another wave, their vaccinations have been slow. So I was pretty shocked that the entire bloc is going to be allowing Americans in. Paris was the most visited city pre-pandemic. So, but countries like Germany and France have a lot of other, ways to make money versus some of the other countries that are heavily tourism dependent. But as Iceland's open right now, we've had our writers go, and when they crossed the border, the border agents looked at their vaccination cards, and that sufficed. So I'm assuming that that's going to be the case for the rest of the EU. And certainly the UK, hopefully May 17th, they're going to announce that Brits can holiday again, and hopefully Americans can visit. And, I just will say this is great for tourism, but so many families have been separated for the last year with these onerous quarantines. So it will be really nice for people to be reunited with their families.
So some of the countries you mentioned, France, UK, hopefully will let some American tourists come in. Greece, we'll see what the situation is. So what does that mean for airfares and hotels? Is it really good? Are we finding really good deals out there? Or are hotels trying to make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible, and making prices expensive?
Well, no. So that's what's happening right now in Hawaii, Florida, Mexico. Hotels are at capacity and making more money pre-pandemic. You go to Hawaii now and you're going to pay $500 a day if you can even get a rental car. So if you're a bargain seeker, there's lots of sub $500 airfares to Europe this summer. My number one tip, the airlines now allow you to change for free. So if anything changes, except on basic economy tickets. So if you're going to book a speculative ticket to Europe this summer, you might want to pay a little bit extra to book a normal fare, or even better, use your frequent flyer miles. Almost all frequent flyer programs now allow you to book and cancel free of charge. So it's kind of like buying a refundable ticket, especially if you've been swimming in points. Use them because they give you maximum flexibility.
Is there any country that's particularly on sale right now? I mean, it sounds like Hawaii here in the States is not, but are there countries where we can find some really good deals right now, or has that ship sort of sailed?
No, I mean, Europe is still on sale. People are not booking yet. Even, Brits don't fully know where they're going to be able to travel within the EU. So now is the time to book. Book a cancelable hotel rate, lock in that cheap price, and then if you need to change it later, then do so. So yeah, Europe is on sale. Africa, I went on safari in Kenya and Rwanda. Great airfare deals. Hotels and safaris are half off. Even renting a boat, my friends and I split last summer in Croatia. We got an amazing deal on a boat because no one was booking. So now is the time to lock in some amazing deals. Just try to book refundable or easily changeable where possible.
And you said safaris are half off, but it's an expensive trip, right? You got to get a rental car, or how does that work? For those who've never been on safari but want to take advantage of these deals.
Oh, safari is unbelievable. And Africa needs our tourism now. So much wildlife conservation comes from tourism. So it is devastating to see there has been an increase in poaching in a lot of countries. So I am all about safe travel and going and exploring parts of the world where when you're on safari, you're socially distant. And it's usually all included. So once you get there, all your meals, your rides, everything. Safaris are my favorite type of trip. So there are definitely deals out there for those intrepid travelers who, will take a little bit of risk when traveling. But if you're fully vaccinated, the science tells us these vaccines are strong, even against variants. Of course, talk to your doctor, make your own personal risk decision. But I've actually had a lot of my most amazing trips over this past year, getting to go to, formerly over touristed destinations and having them to yourself.
Yeah, like one of the weird, ironic silver linings of the pandemic, I guess, in some ways. All right, Brian Kelly, founder of The Points Guy. Thanks for those tips.